In 2022, two actors from North America made headlines by buying a struggling fifth-tier football club in Wales. At first, it sounded like a publicity stunt, but what followed wasn't a gimmick. It was one of the most unlikely success stories in football we have ever seen. This is how Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney took Wrexham AFC from near obscurity to global recognition. Wrexham Association Football Club was founded in 1864, making it the third oldest football club in the world and the oldest in Wales. The club's home ground, the Racecourse, still hosts international matches and is the oldest international football stadium on Earth. For any Americans watching, it's 105 years older than Fenway Park. Wrexham's history is long and complicated, very much like the idea of Welsh football itself. Despite being a Welsh team, Wrexham plays in the English Football League system, a result of the lack of a strong domestic league in Wales when the sport was first organized. The English Football League is complicated, as most football leagues are, but the best way to describe it is with a pyramid. The Premier League sits at top, with many others behind it. The top teams from each league go up at the end of the season, and the bottom teams go down, also known as relegation. For over a century, Wrexham bounced around the lower divisions, occasionally punching above their weight, famously knocking Arsenal out of the FA Cup in 1992 and beating FC Porto in Europe in the 80s. This being said, by the 2000s, the glory days were gone. Relegations coupled with financial disaster led to the team falling into the fifth tier of English football, or non-league football, where dreams go to die. Then came 2022. Out of nowhere, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney announced they wanted to buy Wrexham. No one believed it at first. Why would two A-listers care about a fifth-tier football team in a town they've never been to? But they were serious. They pitched their vision over Zoom to a Wrexham Supporters Trust, the fan group that owned the club. Their promises were to fund a new training ground, invest in the stadium, and make Wrexham matter again. 98.6% of fans voted yes. And by February 2021, the deal was done. Rob and Ryan weren't just buying a club, they were adopting a town and writing a story that felt almost scripted, only it was real. The first year of the Hollywood owners saw quick improvement. Wrexham appointed Phil Parkinson as manager and began rebuilding with ambition. The squad saw big additions like Paul Mullin, a League Two Golden Boot winner who dropped down a division to join the project, and Ben Tozier, a seasoned defender from Cheltenham. Most importantly, the Hollywood men decided to bring in what they knew best, a TV series airing on FX, Hulu, and Disney+, appropriately named Welcome to Wrexham, which turned the local club into a global brand. The series gave viewers around the world an inside look, not at just the team, but at the town, the fans, and the emotional stakes of lower league football. It wasn't just about matches, it was about people. And it worked. Viewers in over 130 different countries began following Wrexham. Shirt sales exploded. The club started trending in places it had never been broadcast before. And for the first time, a fifth-tier team had a truly international following. Not because of silverware, but because of storytelling. The 2021-2022 season saw great improvement, though the team ultimately fell short of their goal of promotion. But there was a buzz in the air about Wrexham football, unlike any before. Then came 2023. What happened next, nobody saw coming. The club acquired Elliot Lee, Ollie Palmer, and James Jones, all experienced EFL players, along with the former Premier League goalkeeper, Ben Foster. Suddenly, Wrexham were playing non-league matches with a League One level squad. In the 2022-23 season, the results were staggering. Wrexham broke National League records, finishing with 111 points, the highest total in the league's history. Despite this, Wrexham were neck and neck with Notts County, both teams on historic points paces. In April 2023, the title race came to a head in a match that felt more like a cup final than a non-league fixture. Wrexham versus Notts County at the Racecourse. In front of a packed crowd, the two clubs delivered a classic. Wrexham won 3-2, with Ben Foster saving a penalty in stoppage time that instantly became part of club lore. That victory all but secured promotion, with Wrexham winning the league and ending a 15-year stay in non-league football. But it didn't stop there. In 2023-24, expectations were high, and Wrexham delivered. Despite the pressure of playing in League Two for the first time in over a decade, they adapted immediately. The defining moment came in April 2024 with a dramatic 6-0 win over Forest Green Rovers, the match that mathematically secured a second consecutive promotion, this time to League One. Wrexham would end up finishing second in the league, just behind Stockport County, 2 promotions in 2 seasons. From the 5th tier to the 3rd tier, a leap that almost no club makes, especially under such intense global pressure. This wasn't a billionaire's vanity project or an oil-funded empire. It was a targeted investment and a club culture that players genuinely wanted to be a part of. A Hollywood-backed rebuild powered by one of the most effective uses of storytelling in all of sports history. As of the date in this recording, Wrexham is trying to make it 3 years in a row with a promotion. They sit in 3rd place and continue to be very much in striking distance of this goal, with their next promotion being to the English Championship, only 1 tier away from the coveted English Premier League. The other interesting aspect of this revitalization is the finances and off-pitch impact of Wrexham. They went from a club scraping by to a financial powerhouse. In 2023, their revenue topped £10 million, and a year later, the turnover hit £26.7 million, a new record for a League Two team. They sold out nearly every home match, became a top-selling shirt in the US, signed global sponsorships, licensing deals, and built a global fan base through Welcome to Wrexham, pulling in more money than ever thought possible. What Reynolds and McElhenney built isn't just a football team, it's a media brand, but it's working because the football hasn't suffered, it's flourished. And the community? It's been lifted with it. Both in spirit and from an economic aspect, Wrexham, the town, has changed. Tourism has surged, local pubs are booming, kids now wear Wrexham shirts instead of Liverpool or Man United. The racecourse isn't just a stadium, it's a destination. And Rob and Ryan, they're not absentee owners. They show up, they drink at the turf and celebrate with fans. And the best part of it is that the story of Wrexham is just beginning.